Hello and welcome to this morning's Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm going to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news, including a little bit around the position of Arne Slot at Liverpool as Liverpool manager. We have some links with some wingers for January and some talk around centre backs, along with a few other bits and pieces. So please do hit the like button before we get into it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, and yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's start off with the manager then. So we have a report from James Pearce, and he was speaking about the game on Saturday. So this article says, according to James Pearce in The Athletic, patience is beginning to wear thin in Anfield's corridors of power. There was no open show of dissent towards Arne Slot, he wrote of the atmosphere at Anfield on Saturday. The Dutch head coach still has enough credit in the bank following last season's Premier League title triumph for there to be any serious calls for change after a dismal run of 6 league defeats in 7 games. But the general mood of restlessness yesterday provided a warning that there is not a limitless supply of patience. The clock is ticking as he battles to put right what has gone so alarmingly wrong. Now, as James Pearce wrote there, there was no open show of dissent towards Arne Slot. There wasn't boos ringing around the ground after the game or anything like that, because I genuinely do believe most people want him to succeed. It's not a fact that we want the manager gone or that we want him to fail. Everyone would rather he turns it around, but I think a lot of us at this point are just losing faith and just can't see a way back from this. And I think what James says there is probably fair. I think FSG are probably not quite at the point yet of starting to get rid of him, but I think they have to be close. They have to. Like you said there, the clock is ticking as he battles to put it right what's gone so alarmingly wrong. And that's a good choice of words. This is alarmingly wrong at the minute, and we do need solutions. We need them quick, or a decision needs to be made. But I just wanted to bring that up this morning because James Pearce, as he pointed out, the clock is ticking for Arne Slot, and it definitely is at this point. He needs to turn this around very, very quickly, or he does risk losing the entire fan base and then ultimately losing his job as well. So just wanted to start with that one this morning. But do let me know in the comments below, are you slot in or slot out? I've said it a few times, I'm in the slot out category. I'm not going to get toxic about it, but I am just losing faith at this point. Next up then, we have a story around Liverpool being linked with centre-backs for the January transfer window. According to sources for Caught Offside, the addition of a top-level centre-back in the winter is Liverpool's #1 priority, and the recruitment team, led by Richard Hughes, has come up with a 5-player shortlist of prospective targets. Mark Gahey of Crystal Palace is understood to be the front-runner, with the Reds having seen a deadline day move for him collapse at the end of the summer window. Borussia Dortmund's Nico Schlotterbeck is also a compelling option, and it's noted that the Bundesliga club could be willing to negotiate if a substantial bid is tabled. Portuguese duo Antonio Silva of Benfica and Gonçalo Inácio of Sporting Lisbon are named as strong candidates, while Bayern Munich's Deo Upamecano has entered the discussion as a possible opportunistic signing as his contract in Bavaria expires next summer. Now, I think that list probably is fairly spot on. I think definitely Mark Gahey will be at the very top. And with the amount of links we've seen with Nico Schlotterbeck, I'm sure he's not far behind as well, particularly when he is coming up to a contract renewal and he doesn't seem to be wanting to sign. So there could be a bargain there, to be fair. He could be a long-term Van Dijk replacement. He does play off the left side of a centre-back role, so he could be a good option. It wouldn't shock me entirely if we see a move for at least one of them in January, if not both. I think, especially Mark Gahey, I think we could end up going in. I was always thinking we'd leave it till the summer, but the more news that does come out, it does seem like we are the only club who could be willing to go in January, give Crystal Palace a few quid and get him in early, which I would be all for, in fairness. Even when I said the summer before, that was my prediction, but I would have ultimately wanted him in January if that was a possibility, which I didn't think it was, but it seems to be. So get Mark A in January, I think. Get Nico Schlotterbeck in the summer, I think he would be fantastic for the club. And then go from there. If Konate stays, if he goes, I think even if we bring in those two, it'll go a long way towards solidifying our centre-back options anyway, and I think we could do far worse than getting the two of those in the door. Moving on to wingers then, we do have links with 3 different players today. So we have Sasha Tavlieri was speaking, he said Liverpool made a verbal offer via an intermediary to PSG for Bradley Barcola, which was immediately rejected. We then had the Mirror saying that Liverpool, Man United and several other Premier League clubs are keeping a keen eye on Vinicius Jr.'s situation. He is considering a move away from Madrid, with his relationship with Xabi Alonso understood to be frosty. Real Madrid are back in action on Wednesday and all eyes are on Alonso's team selection. Along with those then, David Ornstein was speaking about Antoine Semenyo's release clause, and he had this to say. Antoine Semenyo will be one of the biggest talking points of the January transfer window. Some people have suggested his release clause is £60 million with add-ons. That's not the case. It's £65 million is the clause. It's available in January, but only for a set period. I would imagine with these sort of things, it's around 10 days, and that would give Bournemouth 2 weeks of the window to find a replacement. It becomes active again in the summer window, but for a lower fee. Interested clubs are said to include the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, Tottenham. I think Man United's interest is ongoing, but I don't know of them activating anything at this time. We are not sure of the player's preference right now. I understand Bournemouth are working on targets for that eventuality. If it does happen, they will be prepared. Now, I think that probably makes sense. What he said there, like it probably is like a 10-day window at the start of the transfer window that people can come in, trigger that clause, get him out, and then that gives Bournemouth, whatever, 20, 21 days to get in a replacement, which I'm sure they're already lining up because I think the chances of Semenyo leaving in January are very, very high at this point. Like, you see that list yourself, like ourselves, Man City, Spurs, United, Arsenal, like there's a hell of a lot of teams want to come in for Semenyo in January, and I think no one's going to hold off until the summer. Like, yes, you could get him slightly cheaper, but I think if anyone could steal a march in the race to sign Antoine Semenyo, they will do that. And I'd imagine it will be triggered very, very early in January if it's going to be done. My gut feeling on it will be that I think of all those clubs mentioned, we will be the most likely. I think we're the one with the biggest need for a winger out of those clubs, and I think our good ties with Bournemouth, especially like Richard Hughes and all the players who've gone back and forth between Liverpool and Bournemouth in recent years, it's a very realistic signing. He's exactly what we need in terms of an attack, like just the pace, the power, just offering a little bit different to what we do have in the likes of Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah as he starts to slow down as well. So I could definitely see a worse deal than this. £65 million would not be a bad deal for a player of Antoine Semenyo's quality. So definitely want to keep an eye on. As for the other two, I can't see us getting Vinicius Jr. and I don't really want him at Liverpool in all honesty. Like, I think he's just too much of a diva and he just rubs me up the wrong way in all honesty. Like, if he comes in, I'm sure I'll change my tune, but if he gave me the option, I probably wouldn't be going for him. Bradley Barcola then, another one we have been linked with on and off for a long time. There was talk of us going in for him in the summer as well and having a bit of an approach kind of rejected as well. So doesn't surprise me seeing this link still around. Do I think we'll get him? No, I think he will stay at PSG. I think the money it would take to get him out of there is probably too high. I think he would probably want to stay at PSG, and I think PSG would want to keep him ultimately. So I'd imagine that is us kind of testing the waters once again before we do put all our eggs in the Semenyo basket. Before we finish up, I did want to just draw a little bit of attention to the Premier League table and just how grim it is, really. So after the result yesterday of Everton beating Man United, both of those clubs now sit above us. Liverpool currently sit in 12th position with a -2 goal difference behind Everton and Manchester United. Like, we're behind Everton after 12 games. Like, that, if that doesn't sum it up, I don't know what does. And I just depressing. I'm sorry to end on a bad note, but I just had to bring that up because the fact that we're below Everton is just, it's absolutely mind-boggling. Like, to think we were 5 points clear a couple of weeks ago, and now we are 12th. We're 2 points ahead of Brentford, and we're below Everton and Manchester United. And somehow we're only 3 points off top four still, which is absolutely baffling, and still gives me a lot of hope in the sense that if we do turn it around to any kind of extent, we should start to shoot back up the table. But my God, the fact we're below Everton, that is just embarrassing, and it is absolutely unacceptable. That's all from me this morning anyway. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Craig will be back in the afternoon for a news video and then a stream tonight as always at 8:45, so do keep an eye out for that one. Like I said, hit the like button before you head out. I've seen you didn't do it, so do it please. Hit the button. There you go, thank you. Was that so hard? Just hit the little button, it's not that hard. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks very much for watching and I'll see you very soon.